Thank you for joining us today. We are here to talk about Slop engagement operations, which is the very weird web of an SEO Spambot that's abusing LLMs to generate custom content. So here's a list of the things we're going to go over. We only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to be speaking very quickly. Real quick, I'm Alex Delamotte. Hi, I'm a senior threat researcher with Sentinel Labs.
I am Jim Walter. I am also a senior threat researcher with Sentinel Labs. Cool.
So, what is AkiraBot? AkiraBot is the name of a framework that we discovered that is shilling a low-quality search engine optimization service to primarily small business websites. The framework consists of lots of Python scripts that scrape websites to identify what kind of content they host, what their business model is, and then it uses OpenAI's API via the chat completions API to generate custom content that is tailored to that individual website. This framework is particularly interesting to me because it had a lot of effort invested in bypassing CAPTCHAs and automating the entire process. It's really large, sprawling, and just kind of unlike any other spam tool that I've analyzed before. Some of the targeted CAPTCHA services, as we have here, are reCAPTCHA and HCAPTCHA, which includes the Cloudflare implementation of it. On the right, you'll see some of the names of tools that were part of this framework. You'll see lots of the Python scripts, but there's also text files that are related to the different proxy services that it uses. And it also does a lot of logging via the CSV files like submissions.csv. So this SEO service, AkiraBot, has targeted several different ubiquitous platforms that are used for web hosting for small business websites. It includes GoDaddy, Shopify, Squarespace, and Wix, and it could be used against other non-standard websites as well. There was just some custom functionality added that was specific to those websites that made it of particular interest to these actors. The service, the SEO service name themes are one of two categories primarily. There were Akira-themed domains, which incidentally, I ended up being unable to sleep last night, so I tried to lull myself to sleep by watching the Akira anime to better understand how it fits into this spam framework. I didn't get finished with the movie, even though I'd seen it a few years ago, and I still haven't come up with any good reason for why they've chosen this theme, but hey, it was worth a try. One of the other themes is service wrap, which is very different. Sounds like it would be a very good masquerading type name, like trying to disguise domains as some kind of infrastructure. There were also some older related services that we found that were themed similarly, called Brilotto and Kayo and Akira, which have since been deprecated. And on the right, you'll see a Trustpilot review here showing that a customer was very dissatisfied with the services they received from Akira as early as 2017. On the screen here, we have the message prompt, which is in some of the core Python scripts that drive this framework. You'll see that there is the prompt here that explains, I'm trying to read the slide, replace the website name with the name of the actual website name. And then it says that I see that your website specializes in this, and it will then pull the OpenAI API to generate custom content related to the content that was scraped from the website, which results in a spam message similar to this. This was something that we pulled from one of the logs that was run from the tool. These tools were uploaded to a file share site, and we were able to actually see how the actors were using it and success metrics. They were able to successfully spam more than 80,000 websites, and they attempted to spam, which we were unable to confirm successful or not, more than 400,000 in some other logs collectively.
So we during our analysis, we came across many different versions or variations, I should say, upon this bot. A couple sort of major versions and then some minor revisions within. So we had what we believe multiple operators of the bot or of the service. And sometimes they'll tack on extra little functionality or they'll enhance certain functionality. For example, they may integrate with Wix chat bubbles. So if they come across and scrape a site that includes a Wix bubble, then they can actually interact with it and chat within it. And that variant was named as such. But there's others there, some actually named V1, V2. So we, again, multiple operators using this tool, but different ones would tack on different functionality or enhance or alter different features within the scripts. It should also be noted that within each of these Python scripts, like when Alex was talking about the CAPTCHA defeating services and features, like all that stuff was hard coded in terms of like the credentials and everything was just hard coded in these as plain text. So that's also interesting and also helps kind of pivot and help us track like kind of who the operators were and how they're doing this and get more information out of it. But in saying that, we'll go to the next slide here. In saying that some of these operators were tacking on additional functionality, some of them that we came across actually had some Telegram bot features built into them. And these features, the Telegram bot was specifically used to track success and failure status logging, basically, logging messaging from CAPTCHA defeats, form submissions, and proxy rotations. So we had an operator that was actually utilizing a Telegram bot that they generated, and then feeding these status messages to the bot. Now, in saying that, one of these, all of the, we'll go to the next slide, all of the samples or all of the packages that we found that actually interacted with this Telegram bot were interacting with this one particular Telegram bot, this one unique one that happened to have some very interesting theming around it. And that theming is all Middle East based. So when they built this bot, anything they could do metadata wise or naming wise that could be customized, it's all filled out with some sort of terrorist or Middle Eastern terrorism name or theme. So we have the leader of Al Qaeda, we have the HTA reference, everything is Middle Eastern or extreme terrorism based there in reference. So again, we believe this is probably just one of the operators that tacked that functionality onto the tool, and then maybe they're just being kind of maybe a little edgy with regards to the naming and how they built out this bot. Either that, or there possibly is some sort of extremism tint to this particular operator, although we've not gotten to that point in the analysis yet. So ongoing, but of note. So in saying that, we'll go ahead and advance and go back to Alex for what is going on with the Kirabot now.
So since we published our report on April 9th, the websites incidentally stopped serving content on April 21st. The SEO service is no longer active as far as we can tell, and we are no longer seeing uploads on the multi-scanner tool that we identified all of these many different project files from. So it seems like they've ceased operations entirely, but given that they've been around since 2017, they're probably going to be back. It's just a matter of identifying them. So we're using a few different methods to try to keep up with that. We're keeping an eye on the API keys that they're using, as well as the prompts. I feel like prompts are one of the most valuable IOCs that you're going to have when working with LLM abuse. So in conclusion, AI tools combined with heavy automation are definitely the current reality of spam. It's no longer a future threat, and it's just going to continue to get worse and scale, and we're really going to have a lot of interesting developments from this, I believe. One takeaway that I had from this is that gray hat search engine optimization and ad tech actors could be deterred by research done on their questionable practices. They were, in fact, violating website terms of services by sending spam, and they were also violating OpenAI's service by using it to generate spam. So I think it's important for researchers to do more research in this space where it is a gray area, ad tech and SEO, just to bring awareness, because there's a lot of overlap with that and other malicious activities. You can take a look at a lot of the IPs and domains used, and there's pivots that you can do that will show it tied to some monetization services that were even related to use by actors who deployed TrickBot. So it's very strange. It's not conclusive that they're related, but they're using some of the same techniques. It's a huge ecosystem, and I cannot uncover it alone, nor can Jim. I think everybody should be looking into this more. So yeah, thank you.